Welcome back. Well, the U.S. men's hockey team finally has a gold medal again after a 46-year drought. Yesterday's unforgettable win over the U.S.'s biggest rival, Canada, has a number of ties to Minnesota, the state of hockey. 6 minutes into the first period, Wild forward Matt Boldy had the first goal of the match, fighting past two defenders to get a backhand shot into the net. Canada then tied things up in the second before it went into overtime after the third. But then it was Jack Hughes, the brother of Wild defenseman Quinn Hughes, who got the golden goal for the 2-1 win over Canada. And of course, across our state, people got up early to watch that big game. Here's Joe McCoy with the celebrations.
It is the most exciting thing I think I've ever witnessed.
A golden day for USA.
It was incredible. We love you, USA.
A gold medal win against Canada that will be remembered for decades, and one that many Americans waited for since 1980.
46 years since we won gold, that's way too long. It's about gosh dang time, and we finally did it.
Biggest victory in USA since the miracle.
46 years.
From Tom Reed's in St. Paul
USA, USA.
to Maynard's in Excelsior and all across Minnesota, the beer and the USA pride was flowing.
America brought it home, got my USA on, that's all we need. Cheers to America, baby.
Jack Hughes cementing himself as an Olympic legend with the golden goal in overtime that sent Santa Giulia Arena in Milan and Minnesotans into a frenzy.
People said Jack Hughes was too small, he wasn't going to make the team, and look at him, he's an American hero. Unbelievable, couldn't do it without him.
The U.S. men finishing off what the U.S. women started 3 days ago when they also beat the rival up north to capture gold.
You couldn't write a script better than this. You couldn't write a movie better than this.
Not a movie, but a moment that's as cinematic as they come in sports. In St. Paul, Joe McCoy, KARE 11 News.
As the Olympic Village clears out in Milan, the end is also near for a different kind of village here at home. You're going to see it's on a much smaller scale, but as Boyd Hupert reports, it's been serving as a nice reminder of just how sweet our own city can be.
When your city feels stuck under clouds of gray, it's okay to give yourself a minute's grace to escape. Stone Arch Bridge, Sculpture Garden, Lake Harriet Bandshell.
It does kind of remind you that we do have a pretty neat city.
Larry Cook is the architect of this Minneapolis in sweet times. Basilica of St. Mary on its 100th birthday. Wells Fargo Center, the IDS, and Capella Towers. All of it, the Fauché 2, mostly made of cookies, candy, crackers, and frosting. But then,
So we did Paris.
he has this down.
Here's Notre Dame.
For 18 years, Larry's family, with help from neighbors, coworkers, and friends,
Hogwarts.
has spent weeks
Gringotts.
recreating in sugar winter cities.
And then we did Rome one year.
Their Rome
This is the Pantheon.
wasn't built in a day
The Colosseum.
either.
And there's St. Peter's.
I can't even begin to guess how many hours it takes now. Bags of frosting that we make each year,
Frosting is Carrie Cook's
about 40 pounds
department.
of frosting. Kind of the extent of what the kitchen looks like for about a week or two. That's my contribution this year. I did the little Mary Tyler Moore.
Mary Tyler Moore and her house, of course.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an architect.
An architect who now must face the fact this work wasn't built to last.
But I pull all the lights and stuff out of it, and then we throw it away.
So, as we approach the end of a toothache of a winter, take one last look. Then dream of less gray, more light, and lots
I love Minneapolis.
Of love. Boyd Hubert, Carol Evan News.
Pretty sweet. The Cooks haven't limited themselves to real cities. Over the years, the family, as you heard them mention, has given the sweet treatment to Hogwarts, Oz, and Bedford Falls from It's a Wonderful Life. Well, the bittersweet announcement here, a big one at that. After more than 3 decades at KARE 11, our chief meteorologist and friend Belinda Jensen has announced she will retire this spring. Her last day will be May 2nd, but she's not leaving us entirely. She will come back in the fall every so often as a contributor to the Saturday morning show, which she loves so dear. Stick with us. More news and weather coming up after the break.